Nigerians react as Atiku bread hits Kano and distributed to residents. The former vice president has been running for the highest office since 1993. I'm laughing now, but really actually the same thing happened with Buhari, and look at where he is. He's president and look at what he's doing. Loyalists of Nigeria's former vice president Atiku Abubakar have commenced the distribution of loaves of bread branded Atiku Kawai, Atiku only, to Kaduna State residents. The development comes amid claims that Atiku is nursing a presidential ambition ahead of the 2023 elections, although he has not publicly confirmed it. The former vice president has been running for the highest office since 1993. He was presidential candidate of the PDP in 2019, losing to incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari. Atiku challenged Buhari's victory after the 2019 elections, but the Supreme Court dismissed the case. Surprise, surprise. However, our reactions have trailed the distribution of Atiku Kawai bread. Poverty bread. Nigerians should be wiser now. The current administration has taught us a valuable lesson, and if we don't learn now, we will never learn. 100%. Another person said, when hunger is too much in the country, they want to use bread and bribe hungry ones. Someone says, as now bread become life chop. Sure. And that's what the person says. And fact, 100%, absolutely. It's not anything unusual. It's not anything surprising. It's not like they've started. Well, I mean, for PDP, they've not really had. I mean, that's what they can do, really. But I don't know. Like, is this how you want to win votes? Like, it's sad because as much as I'm very much against the 100%. It will still work. Like, it's going to work. It is going to work. And this is specific to where? In Kano, the northern part of Nigeria. So, I can't lie and say that as tacky as it is, you have to use the most effective method in your environment to get a result. And this is the most effective. And let us not lie, it is going to work. And that is just the frustrating thing and the sad thing. However, at the end of the day, it's a competition and you have to play. I mean, you have to play to your best ability. APC will do their own as well. They might start doing rice, oil. I mean, it's the usual. It's not really anything. It's not really anything unusual. But I think the sad thing here is that it's so tacky. It's so like. But it's going to work. It's going to work in a place like the north. It will work. People are compromised. And can you blame them? Absolutely not. There is no way you're going to start saying vote, start having conversations about your rights, have conversations about, history, conversations about your generations to come. When you are hungry now, like, how would you think of that? Very much compromised. They could take the bread and not vote, but when was it? I don't know. Was it in the National Assembly where they rejected, making INEX methods electronical, basically making votes electronical, where the system of ballot box, that whole thing, could have just been scrapped. But then they ignored it and we're going back to the old ways. So I don't know what 2023. I don't think a change is going to happen then. Absolutely not. I mean, I did think that because of, the NSAS protest. I think what is going to happen is going to be a huge clash. Not a war. People are saying a war, but I think there will be a huge clash because Nigerians, especially from the south, there will be no election. I think so. I think there will be no election. I think insecurity would be at its highest. No one would care. Everyone would be livid. Everyone would be on smoke. And I think that's what's going to happen. Because there's no way with the NSAS protest, with all things that are going on, that the southern part of the country will just allow and just sit down and then cross their hands and say, but our votes don't matter. But, like, absolutely not. There's no excuse. Your ignorance will not be... No, there's no excuse. If you're educated, I mean, there's even no excuse. If you're comfortable and you're living fine, at least you're having 3 square meals a day, there's no excuse. You cannot just say, I'm not going to vote. Yes, your vote, in the real sense, in the kind of system that we have, yes, it does not count. But because your vote does not count in that system, that is why, and that gives you the more reason for you to push your voice out there. Because I'm so sorry, but we have the Biafran agitation, we have the Oduduwa agitation, there's just so many things that are rising as a result of this failed state called Nigeria. So, yeah, 2023 is going to be a mess. It is going to be a mess. With this Atiku bread, I can't lie. It's sad. It's old. It's a cake, but it's effective. It works, especially in the north. So it's not as much as it's funny and as much as it's not a useless tactic. It will work. Someone says I prefer Atiku to any northern candidate. Not gonna lie, I don't really know much about Atiku. Personally, if it's gonna for the fact that he may run under PDP or APC, he's out. Like, I mean, it's my personal opinion, fine. But really and truly, it's like, even if it's another political party as well, they can also be as, as inefficient and as just not good as APC or PDP have been in the past. I think there has to be proper proof. I mean, I think there needs to be respect for the Nigerian people in terms of, just having a political debate. Like, people are saying, oh, these are for the educated. It's not for the educated. Like, you need to prove. You need to sell yourself and convince people why you should be president. If it's going to be in pidgin, it's going to be in any other language, fine. But it's just so lazy, so uninnovative, so just bad to just give out food. But then it works. That's the thing. You have to use your best effective method, and it works. And that is a sad thing. And we can't, I can't even argue against why it will not work. Why should the distribution of bread not work in Kano? Why should it not work? Except there's some magical thing that happens, and then people in the north are just like on smoke, and they're like, we don't want bread, even though we're hungry, which does not make sense. But it happens like that. It happens like that, and of course it's sad, but I don't know. But for this, there are people that would vote for him, and it just doesn't work. Doesn't make sense. Let me look at another comment. Somebody says this is an insult to the Nigerian populace. Well, it works. It's sad, but it's not like as if it's not effective. And okay, we know that landmass. I think if you look at landmass, there's a bit of an intimidation. We just assume that the North would win, but again, enough people from the South are not voting to make so that the margins are less. It's not it's not a thing where the gap is so huge and we're like, ooh, they could have won anyway. We have to also challenge what has been in the past. That's what it is. It's very tacky, it's very lazy, but it's the most effective. So this Atiku bread is doing its job. Who will think about this, and don't forget to like and subscribe.